Hi guys, how are you? Here we are. It's Friday and this is an important Friday because tonight Italy is gonna play a very important soccer game. But no, let's not talk about sport, about soccer. Let's talk about our design talk rendezvous, our meeting, our weekly meeting together here. And as you can see from the cover of this meeting today, we're gonna talk about something very interesting, which is think out of the box, which means be very creative. And first of all, I would like to say hello to all the people that are already connected. We are 12. Thank you very much for those that are already writing some nice messages. Thank you. Okay, so let's start. Let's jump onto the Patricio. Ciao, Patricio. How are you? How you doing, Patricio? We're gonna meet tomorrow, right? Okay, tomorrow at the same time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in France. All right, cool. Okay, so what is important to say is when a lot of people in some articles you can read online, on special magazine about car design or design, there's very often managers of design studios say it's very important that people work their creativity, they push their creativity so that they can think out of the box. And there are a lot of people that in school, like teachers or responsible departments, will ask students to think out of the box. But here we have the comment that I'm very interested in, because your book had the normal thing and basic things related to car design you can find on the internet or YouTube. You need to make someone extra from others so that we can buy the book. But CR, do you know when I made that book, that ebook? Do you know the date? Because CR, I understand what you mean. But you must know that my ebook is the first one that has been made on those subjects. All the others came after me, because that one was done in 2015. 2015. All right? And as you might not know, I am from 2014 on YouTube making what I do habitually, which means tutorials. So my ebook is 2015 ebook that 1 year later in 2016 I added extra pictures and extra designers work so that people could see not just my way of making tutorials, but also 2 extra professionals, one for the interior and one for the exterior. And this was 2015. All right? Okay, so I came first. Now, if you didn't like it, it's okay. If you want, I can give you the money back. It's fine, no problem. I don't mind. I feel sorry, okay, that you are deceived, but that's okay. But Patricio, did you get my ebook? Because I don't remember if you bought my ebook. But if you bought my ebook, can you say whether you liked it or not? Because here we have CR that he didn't like it. Okay, but anyway, ciao Europe. Okay, so let's go back now to the main subject. Okay, let's think out of the box. So a lot of people ask me, a lot of like you, okay, they ask me, how do you do to create really new ideas? Okay, first of all, we know that if you're a creative person, for sure you have creativity, creative ideas to apply to several projects. That's normal. And we also know that when you begin a new project, in general, when we read a briefing, okay, of the project, which means what we have to do for that project, or what is expected that we do, a lot of people at the beginning, they start thinking just like they are making a sort of a restyling of a project they already made before. it is almost normal. It's a psychological thing that we do things that with which we feel very comfortable, okay? But to do that way, it prevents us to go out of the box. Now, what does it mean? The expression oh, thank you for the van design. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, it's selling quite well in China. I'm very happy for the Chinese, and also I'm very happy for the company that needs to sell. Sir, can you tell me what type of MCQ design school will ask me before getting admission letter? I have no idea, Vivek. No. Yeah, I no, not yet. I don't know, Vivek, how to answer that. Yeah, the document is fine, eh? It's fine. You received my document. No problem, Patricio. Don't worry. So, the expression to think out of the box, it means literally that to do something sensational, we have to go outside of our comfort zone, which means go out, take risk, take a risk, assume a certain type of responsibility, and try something really new, something really different. So this is the real meaning of think out of the box. So many years ago, in 2014, I made a conference, a lecture in IAAD in Torino, in school, for about 2 hours, talking about how to think out of the box. And there are some techniques, if you want to say that, if you want to use that word. But what is important for getting that extra step in creativity and find a new way of solving a problem or making a vehicle, it's really follow a certain type of design process. So the design process usually we use, okay, which is recommended from all of us to any design studio or even in design school. So you have to learn about that, because you will probably use that when you will be in school. Is that at the beginning of every project, you have always the first step, the first phase part for work in a real design studio can last 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe in school a little bit less. Hi, Ishant. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. I hope you are fine too. Thank you. And it's the brainstorming stage. The brainstorming stage. And I know that a lot of people, especially in Europe, when this type of design process arrived in Europe, so I talked to you, I talk about it in the late early 90s, so a long time ago, okay, like 21, about 30 years ago, okay. A lot of colleagues, Italians, when we start making those sessions of brainstorming, all of us all together, talking about the project we had to start, etc., they thought that it was useless. It was really something that it was a waste of time, okay? But in reality, with the time and just exercising this type of brainstorming phase, then they also understood that they were making a mistake in their evaluation, okay? For car design, what do we have to do as a beginner? I'm 18. Okay, but I already said this many times. S21 designs. You are 18, you have to go to take a bachelor in transportation design into a professional transportation design school, college or university. That's what you have to do. Now, in which country are you, Mr. S29 Designs? Tell me in which country you are. All right. Design, if it's good, solving. But MCQ questions, I really don't know what it is, to be honest, Syed. I know that IAD, YED, Umeo, all the other design schools I talked to you already, they don't do those type of questions. They want to see your drawings. You are from India, then you have to go to Strat College in Bangalore. That's the school that you should do. Or try NID, okay? But NID, it's more product design than car design, okay? They have an excellent master, but if you want to have a real bachelor in transportation design in India, you have to go to Bangalore Strat College, okay? Which is a Franco-Indian school, all right? So that's the, or if you don't like that, then you have to go abroad, like a lot of people do. You can go to Italy, you can go to France, to Germany, you can go to Sweden, probably in very soon there will be also in Portugal the opening of this new transportation design school, okay? Adam, and how to improve your design limited by factors such as aerodynamics. We will talk about this, Adam. I don't want to mix things. We'll talk about it. Design color take easy, which only consider a book. Especially to have English language together for Indian students. Beyond college, it's English language. It's always a plus that is very, very important. So if you have a certification in English, it's much, much better than not having it. Because in Europe, when we hire young people, we hire people that have an English certification, okay, with a certain type of note or number, okay. You welcome S29. Yeah, it's a TOEFL test, exactly. To go to my English class, sir. See you tomorrow. Okay, ciao Patricio, ciao. All right, so the brainstorming phase. Let's go back. Ciao, hello, hello. So the brainstorming phase. So what happens in a session like this one? You have all the colleagues all together. We have a big board. We have markers, okay, to write on the board, which is a paper board. And then we start thinking about the project, which is the client of the project, okay, from a marketing point of view. Then we start talking also a little bit about how supposed to be, how it is, the cost requested of this project. And then we start sketching or saying things. Before sketching, we just talk and we just start saying to each other, I would do this or I would do that or stuff like that. So each one will give, will say how he feels or she feels about the project to develop, even if those things are not feasible. The point during a brainstorming stage is not that you have to talk about things that will be feasible. You have to talk about things with a very open-minded vision in terms of creativity. So you can also talk about things that you know that the company will never make. And the useful thing of doing that is that at the end of the day, because you do this for 2, 3, 4 hours all together, the end of this big meeting, you will make with the team's member don't have good tutors. Okay, they will make with the other team members, so all together, a selection of all the ideas that came out, and they will go with the first list of ideas that are ideas that are impossible. So they make that list. They will select all the ideas that came out that are impossible, and they will put in that list. Then we put in another list the ideas that could be realized, but maybe we can't do because they are too expensive to make. But we take those ideas and we make them into a list. And then we put another list where, for example, the ideas that are already old, because they are things that in reality we already see from other concept cars or other projects that have been developed by other car companies. So they are not new. So once you do that, then you make another session together, and then you form basically 2 or 3 small teams, okay, like 3 designers together. And then you ask each one to select what for them is the best ideas, and then they have to explain into a verbal presentation why they think those 3 ideas were the best ideas for them. Ankita Hangad, ciao. So I think you are a lady. You are the first one. Is it they don't have good tutors? I think that Ankita is talking about one of the schools that were going through the chat. Okay. Ankita, I know that Strat in Bangalore is a good school because there is the French people that are in cooperation with the Indians, and the people Indians that are teaching that school, they already taught in Indian schools like Rubika, and there are some people I know that are very good people. So I would say that Strat, it gives me a certain type of confidence, positive confidence, as a good Indian, Franco-Indian design school for transportation. Yeah, it's NID. Yeah, they were talking about NID, about the teachers and stuff. Okay, all right. So now you have to think that the day after, those 3 or 4 mini teams, all right, they will present those 3 ideas, their selected ideas, and they will present the reasons behind their choices. So when you do that, with one team, another team, and then with another team, then at the end of the day, you get a new discussion about the topics that were selected, and all the others are erased, they are put apart, so we don't talk about them anymore. So the brainstorming stage basically is creating, okay, the opportunity to throw lots of ideas, and after using a little bit more the feet on the ground, start making a certain type of selection of those ideas. And there will be few ideas, not many, of course. Then those few ideas selected, they will be filtered again at the end of the day, so that you will keep as a team only the main 3 or 4 ideas that can be really useful to push you into a new direction. All right? So that's the brainstorming stage. And many people do the brainstorming stage not just with the words on the post-it and then making selections and stuff, also sketching. So you can show sketches. Designers, we often make sketches, and then when we present our ideas, we talk and we explain why we would like to do that or another idea, so that people can visualize, can see. And therefore, to make that selection, it's even easier. So this is the first stage, and that's a technique, a way that will take you out of the box, because you will not start exactly from the classical mechanical platform that you have received already from the engineering department, or what the marketing is asking you to do 100%. You will try to get those information, but mainly try to develop a new way of finding objectives, objectives to hit and to catch, to see if you can integrate them into the project that of course will be a work in progress project. So that's one of the ways that you can be and you can get out in the box. This is according to a design process, okay? I read few comments. Anish, was said in that company are trying to shift to logistic means in services. Services, you know, a service is a last mile delivery company like Amazon delivery. That is a service. Today Amazon is producing their own mini van. Before they used to buy from a car company. But tomorrow a new company could be I don't know, Hyundai, that realizes that and then allows other people to use that service, you know. So this is an opening in terms of brainstorming of new business models that they can arrive thanks to new technology and how people habits change. During the COVID, we bought a lot of stuff online, me too, and it became between quotes a good habit because it's very comfortable, you know. And this is pushing companies to reorganize the way they do business. Okay, for traditional design specialist strategy is really good. Good, Ishan, sorry to interrupt, no problem. But sir, would you like to suggest some tips how we as designer can earn money while doing bachelor? No, you can't, Ishan. You cannot earn money while you are doing a bachelor. Because if you are in the good school, you will have no time. Because a good school is a good school is a school that gives you enough homework and responsibilities on your project that you have no time to go and spend, I don't know, 4 hours working for someone and making some extra money. I'm sorry, but it's like that. Sir, what type of ideas? Like from form, styling? Sairaj, the ideas can be many. Styling, but mainly functionality. Because we are always looking for innovative, creative, functional ideas. When you find the right ones, then the shape of the car, the shape of the vehicle will change according to the new architecture. And if this architecture is also a result of some of those ideas, that means new space, particular space, or new operation you have to do with the car to declench some type of functions, then of course the architecture will be influenced by those innovative ideas. And then if the architecture changes, automatically the design of the overall car, interior and exterior, will change. And therefore you get a new product that has a little to do or almost nothing to do with the way you used to do the same vehicle before. Right? Mr. Book, who lead the whole design process? Okay, sometimes when you work with a design team only, it's the design manager or design director. Sometimes I have been part of those brainstorming stages as a, between quotes, design manager giving idea to the team or the full team of a project, which means with the engineers, marketing people, product planning people, you know, people that are looking for cost and stuff, and we work all together. But then when we do the same exercise in-house, in this case for design, it is with my director that I would organize as design manager this type of brainstorming. And sometimes I get the person from engineering or from marketing as a guest, so that we can all together explain the briefing of the project, explain some of the innovation between quotes or the new ideas we already gathered together in the previous brainstorming time with the big team, and now we just make a stimuli to the designers with all those notions, all those new information, so that they can start thinking and start their own brainstorming. You're welcome, Sairaj. Well, you're welcome. Do I need? Can I learn car design properly? Vivek, check the other comments, because a lot of people are saying ni. Okay, it's not yes, it's not no. But the same people are saying that Bangalore Strat is much better. So check Vikash, okay? Check Vikash comments. I can see up there. So go and check it out. All right? But I'm not the right person to tell you whether need is good or bad. I know that has a very good reputation, that's for sure. But Strat also. Okay. All right, so now when we organize this with designers, as I said before, designers make their own sketches. But there is another way, another method we can use. And that's when we are alone with our daily work. So you, student, you are there, you're working, you are alone. You cannot make a brainstorm with some people because you are alone. So how do you do by yourself to stimulate, you know? So, for example, today during my online course, I told one of my students, I said, look, we had to make a car, all right? A vehicle. I didn't talk about car. I said a vehicle for one person with this type of cargo area in the back. It's going to be electric. And it has to go only in town for delivery, okay? Merchandising. Delivery merchandising. So the first thing this guy did was something like the Twizy. You see? Like the Twizy. Because he said, well, this is electric, it's small, there is a space in the back, you know, there is a space in the back. So why don't want to do this, something similar? But that's exactly what I didn't want to have. So I told him, I said, look, if we had to make another Twizy with a new look, I would have asked you to make a restyling of the Twizy. I am asking something different. So what I'm asking is, it's one person. So if it is one person, you should already start thinking about the driving position of one person. That's important. That's very important, you know? But I don't understand probably. If, say, Amazon is making its own one, then what does car company with it? I really have a hard time understanding. Anish, open up your head. Amazon is not the only one existing on earth that does logistics, you know? There are a lot of other companies in every country. And when a company is a global company, means that they have plants everywhere. If they change their business model, they can make something like 50,000, 100,000, maybe 50,000, you know, vehicles only for company use. With making those vehicles exactly for what their use is supposed to be, and not just adapted like many times it is today. Okay, that's the business. Vivek, there is no bachelor in transportation. Okay, so Vikash, thank you very much. You giving the answer to Vivek. That's very nice. Thank you. No, I'm not asking for an electric bike. I said there has to be a vehicle. A vehicle, not a bike. So I have to have or 3 wheels or 4 wheels. So basically, just to, you know, calm down really quickly, okay, you know, how to do brainstorming. Sudha, Nandan, ciao. Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain. Maybe you just connected now, I don't know, probably yes. But at the beginning of this, it's already almost an hour that we are talking. I explained the process, okay? So, but I will go back, I will come back, so don't worry, stick with us. And if you are new, subscribe to this channel, okay? So Adam, basically, and everybody, basically I told him, what happens when it's only one person in a vehicle? There is a great chance to use less space on the ground. Because if you put 2 people, you have to make 2 people, one after each. So you go in length. If you put 4 people, you do 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you put only one person, then we can think of something completely new. And that's when the student started going out of the box. Because he said, it is a little bit like when we are in the bus, and there are those little, also in a metro in Paris, the same. There are those little seats that are foldable at a small height, okay? So that you are not really standing up, you are in a sitting position that is very comfortable, and therefore you use less space. So I said, okay, that's a good point. Now we have to do in a way that the rain or the weather, it's not gonna destroy your hair if something bad happens. So how are we gonna protect that person in that sitting position? And from there on, we went on with 3 extra ideas that I don't want to describe to you now. And that was the beginning of the brainstorming and the beginning for him to go over the tweezer styling. And at the end, he starts sketching something completely different that was much more vertical and quite interesting and very functional, especially for the cargo area in the back. Sir, right now I'm doing bachelor in mechanical engineering. After that, I would like to take master in transportation design. Is it possible? Murkan, of course it is possible, even if it's preferred you do a bachelor in transportation design. But I guess that you cannot, probably also for the age, so yeah, you can go to master. You have to pick up a right school, the good school, that can form you really well. You need at least 2 years, because the first year will be for you just to learn or to refresh your sketching, to make sure that it's very good for car design, because it's very specific, the way we use our techniques. And the second year will be dedicated to the real master, which means projects and stuff like that. Suda, there is very thin line between out of the box and completely out of the box. How to identify it? But you're right, that's what I said at the beginning. When you do the brainstorming, at the beginning, the first day or the first hours, everybody have the rights, because we do this in team. As I said, there is a big board, a white paper board, markers, and everybody can write things. I would do, I don't know, I would like to go to the moon. You write, I would like to go to the moon. I would like to drive a car. Well, that's a little bit easier. I would like to drive a car. So everybody will give ideas that are really naive. Some of them, they will be more realistic. Some other will be too costly. They will be too expensive, but possible. And some others will be really out of blue sky. Then, as I said before, there is after that day, we make a catalog of those ideas. And we put 3 or 4 channels where we make a 3-4 list. The first list, everything is blue sky. The second list, everything we would like to do, but it's too expensive. Another list, we put the things that are innovative. They might have problems, but what the heck, why not? And another list, what in reality is already old, already déjà vu, something that it's pointless to waste time on it. So this is the first thing that will give us a main picture of everything as being, between quotes, vomited on the table. The second step is to put order. Therefore, there are mini teams that are formed, and what they do, they put order. And we select only 5-6 between those lists, 5-6 ideas each team will select, and those ones will be the beginning of their real brainstorming activity. Everything else will put aside, not thrown away, but that will be put aside. Then the team will develop a sort of sketches around those, and the day after they will present and explain how they implemented those ideas, in whether they are problem solving, functionalities, innovation, architecture, and the reason why they want to do that, according to with the design that they are expressing, with the sketches. And that's how you have a clear idea whether what you're doing is completely out of the box, or it is something that you can study, knowing that it will be more expensive. But this many times does not mean that because of that cost, you cannot move on with that idea. Because then there is the job of a design manager, let me say it, that have to negotiate with the engineering, or with the management, with the people that work on the cost for the project, with the designers to make things that are a little bit less expensive. What it counts, what is very important, is that that type of process brings you new, fresh design approach. And this will, in an inevitable way, to push things to be different and to be more new. Okay? All right. I hope so that I answered to your question. It could be a four-wheel, small size, guaranteed position, since it is a single person car and a tall body design. Exactly. Sir, I'm excited to improve our creativity at home and brainstorming at home because college didn't start reasons. Well, Sairaj, what can I tell you? I suggest you to do what I do during my tutorials. That's what I say. You are not my student. Besides, I want to tell you to everybody that today is being the last day of this first 5-6 months online course for me. I will restart with the online course in September, because now I take almost 2 months between work, vacation, and few things that I would like to do. So I will start again at the end of August with my online sketching courses, okay? But anyway, Saraj, I don't know what to say. Sketch, work hard, check what you have around. So basically, many companies are trying to get into logistics to cut down costs, and car companies are trying to do the same and work with such companies by increasing their own brand value. Yeah, yes, Anish, but not just on logistic. Logistic is a small part, a small slice of the big cake. That's the thing to know. You are correct. You are correct. Okay, so I would love to. Okay, Saraj, for my online course, we can eventually talk. Okay, I know that I have 2 places free for starting next end of August. So if you want, write an email to me. I will explain to you. All right, I can write my email here again for those that don't know it. Okay, all right. So this is my email. So this is my email. You can use my email, my private email, to write to me if you are interested in my online course. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, even if CR it's not happy about my ebook, and I'm very sorry about that, if you're interested to get my ebook with 50% discount for €7 instead of 15, it's also via email that I will explain to you how I can send it to you and how we're gonna do it. Okay, all right. So that friend my brain a bit. Okay, Anish, don't worry, it's fine. Okay, so I think that it's already 6 o'clock in the afternoon here. So if you have some other questions, that would be great, or we can finish. But I see there are some questions arriving. So let's check. Anish, I think car companies have their own face value and characteristic design, like kidney grill, and make them special and unique. Yeah, let's say also that to get into the services business for car companies, it's a way to find new market niche, because the world is changing. You guys have to understand that the world is changing. There are a lot of things we don't know, and then suddenly it's because of technology we can do this, we can do that, and then everybody run, let's do this, let's do that. And therefore, how the big company are gonna play their role within all this to make sure that they can get a part of the cake and make money? You see? But Saraj, I work like that for the online course. Only 1 day per week, 2 hours. You will meet 2 hours with me, one time a week. In future to have a car that is sustainable enough to be called the immortal design. Vikas, I hope so, but it's very difficult. Very difficult. Saraj, for those that don't know, okay, but Anish knows because he was my student. With me, it's very simple. I do not sell packages, okay? I just want you to tell me which is the day. I will tell you the day available that I have and the timing, okay? But if you are, I think you are from India, so the timing will be fine. For sure, it's just we have to check the day. And then what do? I will tell you, if you agree, then few hours before or 1 day before the class of 2 hours will start, you pay. And if you don't pay, you just write an email, say, I'm sorry, tomorrow I cannot come. I cannot be present. I will say, fine, no problem. I will do something else. The most important is so that you are not forced, to buy a package of 3, 4, 5 lessons. I don't want to do that. You are free to do it and to stop it. And I am free also, just in case you stop it, so that I know in advance, and then I can organize my evening differently. Very simple. Everybody must be free, okay? The only objective here is really to learn something, to share with you, okay, at a very, very fair price. Sudan, I would like to how you do the brainstorming doing doodles help. Wait a second. I go and check few sketches where I did this on my Instagram profile. I don't know, Sudan, if you checked my Instagram profile. If you did, you should. Luciano Bove with the number 1 at the end. You will find me. But I go and get some sketches, okay? So just wait for me 1 second. I take my file with my sketches and I can show you. All right, here is always my famous sketches. Okay, so now I'm looking for them. All right. Okay, so for example, this is one of the type of information, technical information I give to students for my theory of reflections class, okay, course, where I explain how things are done. Okay. I'm searching. I want to make sure that I get, yeah, this one for example, this type of with those type of details was a quick sketch done with one of my students. Then we went for that, okay, so that I did this just to explain. Wait, because I have a lot of things here. I just searching for the right one. Brainstorming can be also to do this type of things, which is completely out of the box. You make this sort of spaceship, look at all the details. And that's how you can spend an hour on that, 30 minutes, and you get ideas. And then those ideas, you can take some of those details and apply to your project. I always tell myself that I have to put order. You know, this one, for example, talking about a 2-people commuter, and the main idea was to make the egg, and then from the egg shape, look all the details that come out. And therefore, you can move on. That's a first step. It's just a first step. Huh? Ciao Andrea, come stai? Ok, non c'è problema. No problem. Andrew, you can say whether my ebook is good or bad because you bought it. Okay, here we are. So, those are doodles, you know? For example, this was always for a sort of mobility stuff, etc. Scenario for the future. So you see different approaches, you know? Completely different design approaches. And also architecture-wise, they are different. You see? Wait, I go a little bit closer so that you can see better. And that's an analysis that we make, you know, like for example, sketch like this one, where in the front, you can start looking at this type of dynamics, you know, like this one, quick sketching. This is you can call them brainstorming stuff, you know. Let me see if I have others. You can do also stuff like that are not cars, but the shapes, the volume, the detailing that you get here are things that can help you also on your cars. So we have many social media people suggesting about car design and stuff, but you are the best in, oh, thank you. Best in town, because the experience and direct interaction you have with us is really making us motivated. Thank you, Vikash. Thank you very much. You have to know that I know that also on those my design course, it's for example, explaining during my online course, okay, explaining interior in perspective and a little bit of notions of ergonomy. Because if you don't sketch transparency, people don't understand. And therefore you can see that there are all the elements at the right place according to how an interior is made. I have so many sketches. I had to put order. I really have to start put order. Luciano. You can do also this type of doodling, you see? Look! Anybody needs to wash their clothes, your stuff, we can do it. You see, little ideas, look, little ideas, and then I pick up one and just make it. Okay, so I hope that I answer, Suda, I hope that I answer to you, that you have an example, okay? Let's put those correctly. I don't want to destroy them. This one also, it started like a doodle just to find something different. Then this idea came out with the wheels like that, and I moved on until I put everything onto the sketch. Anybody remembers this? I think somebody here knows. Oh, thank you, Vikash. There is a super chat, a super sticker. Thanks. By the way, guys, if you want to, please, welcome. Offer me a coffee or a beer. Well, today I got a beer. Thank you. You can always use those buttons or my PayPal tip link that is down into the description. Michelangelo, such a great topic today, Mr. Bove. Any question? Just wishing you a great weekend and thanks for the nice. Thank you very much, Michelangelo. Thanks for being with us. Thank you. Thank you again, Vikash. That's very nice. Very nice. So, any other questions? Anish, you recognize your sketch with my correction. Yeah? For those that don't know, the correction I made is from my Tuesday. Oops. There was a problem with the internet, but I hope that now it's fine. Thank you again, Vikash. Yeah, this one, let's show it. So, underneath there is a Anish drawing. And then I made a correction. Look at very closely, you will find the Anish drawing behind it. And then I made a correction on him during Tuesday, your sketch, my feedback. Okay? Thank you, Anish. Alright, so I think that's it for today. There is another, Vikash, thanks. Even if I'm not a part of your online course, there are many things. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very glad and I'm very happy you are there. So don't worry. I stick around, and I will be here. So I don't go anywhere. I think that I will keep on doing, also during my vacation time, the internet activity, but I cannot make the online course activity because private reasons I'll be busy, happily busy, and it's time also to dedicate a little bit more time to my boys. Okay, so we're gonna have fun. Yes, yeah, don't worry, yeah, just to try. Okay, so thank you very much. I think that now it's time to give you a little bit of music before I tell you goodbye. What do you think about car design, some computer game like Cyberpunk? I have no idea what is Cyberpunk, sorry. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so for those that want to share the sketches to be corrected, don't forget next Tuesday, always the same timing. Send it to me in chat on Instagram, okay? Or eventually via email, because I gave you my email, all right? Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye. Ciao.